What up, good people? Leadership State of Mind back in the building, and we are doing a special short series highlighting our special free download that we came up with a couple months ago. So if y'all haven't checked it out, 10 Leadership Commandments is out there, and we're going to spend some time highlighting each one of the commandments and giving you guys the link so you can continue to download it, check it out, and just get the real. No fluff, no philosophical conversations, no I heard this organization did this. This is 50 years of experience written down, right to the point, giving you tools to be successful. And those 10 leadership commandments is going to help you be the best version of yourself and be the best leader you can be. So next up, rule number 2, attitude is the master key, right? Attitude is what is going to build that phenomenal organization and make sure that you are the best leader you can be. And so the first part of that is leading with positivity. If you show up every day sad and depressed to be there, you show up every day, I don't know, just looking like your favorite team just lost the game, no one's going to want to talk to you. No one's going to be excited and motivated to be around you. If our job is to motivate, lead, and inspire, we need to have a positive attitude, and we need to lead with positivity. And people want to be around us because they're filled up by all the energy and the love and support that we give them every day. So the first step is positivity. Armon, are you positive every day?
Just about, bro. And even when I'm not, I project positivity because I recognize the importance of the weight that I carry as the leader as it pertains to shaping the culture that I want to build. I have to be the version of myself that I want to see in other people. If I want people that are on fire, ready to go, guess what? I need to be on fire too, because who we are, the positive or not positive nature that we carry is contagious. Yep. It is absolutely contagious. So when we make a decision that regardless of what's going on, I'm going to come in with a high level of energy. I'm going to come in positive. I'm going to be what I want to see. Number one, first of all, we're able to think better when we feel better. That's a fact. We're going to perform better when we're feeling good, right? So in that positivity, everybody out there can agree with me. When you are in a positive mood, thoughts flow positive. Solutions to problems come a little bit easier. You're able to see a lot clearer. There's not a lot of noise. It's not a lot of fog that you have to kind of navigate through. This is why positivity and leading and understanding your attitude in the midst of all the things that you're doing is so vital, right? Modeling that behavior, modeling the behavior that you want to see in the people that you lead. There's nothing better than that. You know, we talked about communication, right? We talked about that kind of as the number one rule that we talked about was communication. This is number 2. This is kind of like that subconscious communication, like who you are. It doesn't speak, but it speaks very, very loudly, if you know what I mean, right? There's a weight that carries, and people talk about it like energy. These days, it's like, oh man, I can feel your energy. How you doing, right? That positive energy communicates to the room. Number one, everything gonna be all right. Everything gonna be all right. And that gives them this free atmosphere to be able to do the best to be the best version, of themselves. What do you think, that's on?
Yeah, man, I think that you hit the nail on the head, man. You got to have a positive attitude every day. But here's the deal. Not everything is going to be perfect every day. And so the next step to this process is making sure that you celebrate the small wins. Okay. Is your organization going to stumble? Is something not going to go according to plan? Absolutely. But are there takeaways from it that are going to help us get better? Your ability to have a positive attitude in those discussions and pull out the wins and pull out the positive and pull out the good and then feed that back to your team is what makes you have a leadership state of mind. And so we have to make sure that what we do is we celebrate those small wins. and we do not allow something negative to not be turned into a positive. Everything that happens can be turned into a way to get better, right? It's all about your delivery. Armand, what do you say all the time? What do you say? What is
Gotta
failure?
read. Failure is an event, not a person.
There you go. So failure is an event, not a person. And so if failure happens, it is an event. We learn from it, we get better, we effectively communicate how we're going to do it next time, we grow, we train, and we do it. But we take away the small wins and we continue to grow. And that is where leaders need to come into play. We need to have a positive attitude and be able to give that feedback so people don't slump their shoulders, put their heads down, and be depressed. We control the narrative. We are the drum beat. You know when the beat is on point and everyone's feeling good, or that song is on and you hear it in the background and everyone's just bumping. If you're playing the right music with the right attitude, then people are going to be able to vibe off it. But if they're not, then you're going to be left with what you're left with. People just
Absolutely.
lost, confused, sad, and upset.
Yeah, and it's really challenging too because when you look at rule number one, we talked about establishing these goals for yourself, right? And communicating those out. Everybody knows what the outcome is. Everybody knows where we're going, but sometimes when you look at the greater expanse of what that goal is, you may be further and further away from that, and it becomes overwhelming, and you feel like, man, I'm just never gonna get there. It seems like it's just such an overwhelming thing, and it kind of drives that attitude down. That's why celebrating the small wins brings you up. So you don't try to eat that entire elephant in one bite, right? You
That's
just
right.
recognize I got one bite, I got one bite, I got one bite, I got one bite. Hey, how did things go today? How's the trajectory overall, going? Today we made positive trajectory. Let's go. Because those build up and over time it gets us exactly where we want to be. So celebrating those small wins and recognizing your team along the way as those things are happening. Listen, you get a chance to keep people engaged in the long term, by focusing on those short term wins.
Yep. So you focus on those short term wins. You stay optimistic. You continue to look at ways to get better and continue to grow. And then, man, for me, you got to radiate confidence. You got to walk into the room and be confident. I think when I was younger, people used to say I was a little cocky. Nowadays, I tell people 20 years of being right is probably confident. But uh,
That's
nah,
it.
I'm just messing with y'all. But no, honestly, man, like if you're a leader and you're not radiating confidence and people don't believe in you and trust in you and know when you walk in the room that the things you're saying are accurate and to the point and that you're steering the ship in the right direction, you're gonna lose people along the way. They gonna get off at the closest opportunity because they don't trust you. And so be the expert that you need to be to radiate the confidence and portray yourself as someone who understands what's going on, not just through actions or not just through words, but through actions, right? We got to be confident in the things that we do. We have to have a positive attitude and be optimistic. And when we do that, people will follow because they trust the process.
Yep. And just remember that confidence that you radiate, that's not just about you, right? It's not about you carrying yourself in this fake persona. No,
Mm-hmm.
it comes as a matter of the level of preparation that you put in. You understand what's going on, right? And you taking the time to work with your team, and you know exactly what they're capable of. You know how talented they are, and have them in the right situations to be the best version of themselves in that goal, in what you're striving for. So you absolutely have the confidence, in your squad, in your team, collectively, that collaborative brilliance that I talk about. You as you're going into whatever room that you're carrying this message into, right? You know that your team and you have done the work, done and are doing the work to be ultimately where you want to be, right? And the confidence that you possess in that moment, that is what shows your team, oh man, like here, like they trust me. They trust me with this. And that's just going to pay dividends down the line to even get to that goal or that performance mark even faster than you initially thought you were going to get to. So this is why this is so important. Rule number two.
Yeah, rule number 2. So click the link below. Check out the free digital download. If you like what you're hearing and you want to hear the rest of the rules, just continue to follow us at Leadership State of Mind. Continue to check us out on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, and we will continue to drop these 10 leadership commandments so that way you can continue to increase your knowledge and become the best leader you can be. You got anything else? Oh, all right, man. Until the
Hey
next
man,
commandment, y'all.
peace.